Okay, starting off with this video of my tried and true favorites, because I am not in a position to be spending money. So these are some of my over 40 full face of nothing new, but I'm gonna start off with one of my all-time favorites. This is the Beauty Bio EyeLighter Concentrate. This helps brighten and depuff your under eyes. You just push down and the product comes up there. It just gives a little bit of brightening under the eyes. I do already have my morning skincare done. That's where a lot of this glow has come from. I did use these under my eyes as eye patches. So that's just like the extra little zhuzh to help. All right, another tried and true favorite. We all have to do it. Sunscreen. This is the KIEHL'S Better Screen. It is considered a UV serum. It is an SPF 50 sunscreen, and it also has collagen peptides. And this also gives a beautiful glow. It doesn't have any, I don't think it has any like mica or pearlescent to it, but it just gives a really lovely, healthy glow without being like highlighted, if that makes sense. All right. These are my always before makeup tried and true faves, especially for over 40. Let's get into the makeup. Okay, skincare, under eyes, sunscreen is done. The other things I like to go in with at the beginning of my makeup routine are a lip balm, which today I'm going to use. This is the Dr. JART Vital Hydra Solution. It's the teddy bear one. That is so freaking cute. This is the original. I think they had over holidays maybe another shade, but oh, it's such a lovely softening, hydrating, also is very plumping. Look at that shine. I mean, you can see just in here how shiny that is. Oh, it feels so good. It's got hyaluronic acid in it. Really, really lovely. And then the other thing I go in with every single time I do my makeup is the LUMIFY eye drops. You can sometimes get them in a 2-pack on Amazon. Just one drop is all you need, but you'll be able to see how much whiter and brighter my eyes get. Those are truly one-of-a-kind eye drops. Some of it ran down my face. And actually, I'm gonna go wet this. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. Paw sponge is moistened. I got my protein coffee with a little dollop of chocolate whipped cream from Trader Joe's on top. Okay, I wish I could be taller. Wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Okay, I'm gonna start with the primers. My all-time favorites, Skin Nova from VIEVE, but currently, I don't need any more glow. I could even use to tone it down. So I'm gonna go in with TATCHA Silk Canvas. But so this is the Silk Canvas liquid. Unemployed, I'm making sacrifices, so you're gonna have to put up with these ugly fingers. All right, and I just do a little bit right here in the middle of my forehead where I've got those lines and I wanna hide the texture. Take it down the center of my nose and then right here on my cheeks. I am gonna go in with my Beauty Blender and just kind of push that in a little. But yeah, see, we still have glow, but we're just a little more refined, a little slightly more blurry, and a little smoother. Okay, for foundation, between the Guerlain Terracotta Le Tint and the ILIA stick, I'm gonna go with the ILIA stick. Let me double check if this is even still available. Skin Rewind Blurring Foundation and Concealer Complexion Stick. It is still available, and it is more expensive now than it was when I bought it. It's now $50. This is in the shade Hickory, but that's what it is. And 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have a ton of coverage. I mean, it's got medium coverage for sure, but all right, I'm just gonna start with that. Because this is a more dense foundation stick cream, I am going to use an old school Morphe x Jaclyn Hill foundation brush. All right, you can still see I still have some glow, but it really did bring it down quite a bit. I'm gonna go in with another thin layer where I'm the most red, which is right here on my nose and right next to my nose on my cheeks. A little bit right in the middle here on my chin. I have trouble with makeup sticking to my chin and this whole area. Okay, that's lovely. Woo! Dog hair, always a problem. Okay, let's go in with some concealer. I am going to use my favorite, and I'm opening a new tube. This is one of the most beautiful concealers. This is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Concealer, and I find they run a little deep. So I'm in the shade 1N1, which there is a 0, so it's not like the lightest, but it's not a super heavy concealer. It's not full coverage at all, but it does really brighten up my inner corner here. Oh, it's so nice to have a juicy new one. And this does have a little bit of like a sheen or highlighting. So easy to blend in. This is one of the Nikki LaRose, the N14. It's kind of like a domed, small. It's that. It's that. And I found, I used to like more of the, you know, the Angie Hot and Flashy kind of paw shaped ones for under there. But as I've gotten older, I find the more fluffy, still kind of dense, but definitely way more fluffy than that. Really distributes and buffs in the product beautifully under my creepy 45-year-old eyes. Oh, look at that, so pretty, gosh. Look at those under eyes here. I'll zoom you in a little. Whoop, that's out. It lays really beautifully. Sorry if there's any weird shadows. My lights are to the side of me because I don't have a ton of room in front of me. It's a sliding glass door. And then there's a balcony that's kind of like cavernous. It's a little bit darker, not as much natural light. On to contour. This is the one area where I do have something new. And I tried it once or twice before, so it's not completely brand new to me, but it is a new release. But I'm gonna use the VIEVE. This is the Sihlouette stick in the shade medium. First of all, it's, you know, got the little lid. Her packaging is all beautiful. This is so practical though. Great for travel. This is it next to the Victoria Beckham. So it is shorter, but it's a little bit wider. But just, you know, like normal, twists up from the bottom and you can twist it back down. Lovely. So I'm gonna do my contour with this beautiful, creamy VIEVE contour stick, and I just kind of scribble her on where I need the most. I always go up here to kind of help lift my eyes. Go down, and I try not to go overboard on my nose, so I kind of dot instead of dragging a thick line. And then I'll do a bulb at the top and underneath. And then I don't tend to use it directly on my chin or jawline because I think sometimes that can look, no matter the contour, can look a little too intense. What I will do is take what's left on the brush after I blended out everything and then use that on my jaw. So VIEVE Silhouette stick, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna use another IT Cosmetics brush. I don't think you can get this anymore. This is just the IT contour brush, but it was a dupe for the NARS. What was that brush called? I'll put it on the screen, but NARS had a brush just like this. And I'm gonna use this for my contour. It's so easy. You just chisel and then do little circles to kind of blend it a little better. Oh my God, are you kidding me? It looks more intense on camera than it does in person. but so good, so good. And then I brush up, not down, because I don't want to drag my face down. She's so pretty. Kind of getting my receding hairline corners. And same thing over here, like down here, I go up, like kind of zigzagging up to lift that up into the temples. See how it kind of whoosh, snatches that? And then you just go right down the side of the nose. If you can find a brush similar to this, they're phenomenal for contour. My nose runs. It's spring allergies, but also I did a lot of drugs back in the day, so my nose tends to run. Not in a long time. It's been like well over 10 years. Okay, and then what's left? So it's not too much. And then pull this down. Snatched. See, it's quite cool toned, but not gray. The lighter shade, the light shade is way more gray. This one is a little bit more neutral cool, but you can see how easily that blends out. It's just absolutely, I mean, if you've ever seen any of my videos, you know Jamie Genevieve can do no wrong. She is queen of all. So I'm not surprised it's another gorgeous product from VIEVE. I love the Mario, what are these? The skin enhancers? SoftSculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. This newer one is the light medium, and this one where I hit pan is the medium dark. But I am gonna swatch them both for you. These are such a beautiful texture. Okay, swatched, you can actually see a drastic difference. This is the medium dark, this is the light medium. So there is a difference despite how close they look in the pan. The light medium is a little more cool, like pinky undertone. I'm gonna go in with the light medium. We're gonna go in with our IT Cosmetics Heavenly Complexion brush in this glorious cream bronzer. And you still get, this is the light medium, right? Yeah, light medium, okay. Like, oh, it's so natural because it's sheer, but gives a veil of warmth and sun-kissed on top. So lovely. And then I'm gonna go above where I contoured, more on the high points of my cheek and a little bit on my brow bone. That is so pretty. I forget how pretty this is. See, we need to play with our old makeup more because you forget how much amazing things you already have. We don't all need every single new thing that comes out. I thought I did for a long time, but since I've been unemployed for more than a year at this point, because I moved in the middle, so I wasn't just, you know, sitting on my ass. I have been applying to jobs all over. She is so pretty. She is so pretty. Mario, this might be the best Makeup by Mario product. The lip liners, he's got a lot, but these SoftSculpt skin enhancers are glorious. And I'm just gonna take a little bit down the sides of my neck, a little bit like right here on my chin. Just, you know, where I would be kissed by the sun, and a little bit over my nose there. Okay, I am gonna go in with my pawpaw sponge and just kind of blend where that meets. Oh gosh, that is glorious. I'm gonna use the Say liquid blush in the shade Lady. Actually, hold that thought. I'm gonna powder first to the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is the loose version. So I'm gonna take it on an old school Wayne Goss. This is the airbrush brush. I have two of them. They were not cheap, but this was back when I had a job, and it's lovely. I believe it's like squirrel hair, I'm not sure, but it gives just a really nice airbrushed finish. Go just under my eyes. on both sides here. Oh, it's so pretty. And then down the sides of my nose, on the bottoms of my cheeks. Get a little bit more on my brush here. Go in these smile lines across my nose. And lastly, on my forehead, but not super high, not up into the bronzer really, just in the middle of my forehead. Okay, did you see how my forehead lines just kind of disappeared in the middle there? The VIEVE does that too. It's really freaking gorgeous. That's the setting powder. Now, I'm gonna go in with powder bronzer, and I'm sure there's gonna be some mixed feelings about this. I still have it. I never decluttered it. This is the Tantastic Shade 104 Omega Bronze. Marc Jacobs Beauty is coming back. They are launching bronzers. They do not look like this. They are much smaller, but I had this. I've had this for 5 years. To be honest, I have not used it in a long time, but it's a powder. It smells fine. Doesn't really have the coconut smell anymore, but you can see I had it for a long time and there's still the original lines in it. There's like, that's how much, I'm not gonna get rid of this. It was expensive. Also, look at the size of that mirror. Like, holy cowbells. Because this is a pretty intense bronzer, I'm gonna go in on a pretty fluffy brush. This is the Rephr 30. It's a pretty big flat top, fluffy. It's like, it's not dense really. It's pretty fluffy. And I almost always start bronzer on my forehead, like right in here. I'm so glad he's coming back. I'm so glad he's coming back. This was one of the best bronzers, and if you still own it, good for you, because I didn't declutter mine either. I just haven't used it on camera since pretty much they went out of business. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I mean, the bronze was already pretty beautiful from the Mario, but these two combined, I just... So pretty. Gonna take some down my neck. Under my chin. Like, stop. Stop! It's so freaking pretty. So pretty. So yeah, in honor of the return of Marc Jacobs Beauty, I'm keeping you. I'm breaking you out, and I can't wait to try the new ones. Okay, now to blush. Okay, this is the shade Lady in the Say Do blush. It's such a pretty, there it is there. That's the shade Lady. 3 favorite cream blush brushes. The Rare Beauty, the Mario double-ended, BK109. The most fluffy version of these is the M242 Cream Liquid Bronzer from Morphe. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty one. And I always try and keep my blush pretty high to really accentuate my cheekbones, and I always bring it up onto my brow bone and a little bit up into my temple, into my hairline. Yes. I do bring it kind of close to my nose, but not like down on the apple of my cheek. I try and keep it on the top half. There we go. That's a little better. And I am going to take a little bit right across my nose and a tiny bit on my chin and a tiny bit on my forehead. Okay. Look at that glow. Are you kidding me? Those dewy, the Say Do blushes are chef's kiss. Okay. Let's move on to powder blush. My go-to faves are the SuperSuede blushes from Say. the shades Mia and Chow. The Chow shade is not as glowy as the Mia shade. You can see the Mia has more marbling and it is definitely more glowy. I'm gonna go in with Mia. Favorite blush brush of all time, because I like them loose. It was the Morphe and Ariel collab. All right, I'm going in with Mia on this super fluffy loose brush. It takes down some of the wet, dewy shine, but still leaves you with a stunning glow. And that's it, just a kiss of it. This combo, the Say Shade Lady and the, I'm sorry, oh, they're both Say, I'm an idiot. It's the Say Liquid Dew Bronze in Lady and the Say SuperSuede powder in Mia. These two are like made for each other. Bring that right up on the apples here. They're just absolutely breathtaking together. And again, I always take everything right up on my brow bone and a little bit on my temple, a little bit across the forehead, a little bit on the chin. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a spritz of setting spray, and my favorites that live up here, the Powder Melt, the VIEVE Invisiveil. I'm gonna go in with the Powder Melt. My little fry fan. You just squeeze it. My kid got me this for Christmas. I'm gonna do my brows. My all-time tried and true is the Dior Brow Styler paired with the ABH Brow Freeze Gel. But I have been loving recently the new VIEVE brow products. So I'm not going to use the VIEVE pencil because you don't get very much and I am running low. You don't get a ton of the Dior either, but you do get a lot more than you get in that. I'm gonna use the Dior. Oh God, I'm almost out of it too. Okay, I'm gonna use the VIEVE Brow Gel. It's lovely, the packaging is lovely. It's got a nice teeny tiny spoolie. Brows are done. Ding, brows are done. Ding, brows are done. Let's move on to eyes. I'm gonna start with the Mario Neutrals and then one of the Moon Dust shadows on top. Okay, this is the BK Beauty 201 flat top blending brush, and I'm gonna go in with this corner shade. Well, it's upside down, but this corner shade. I can zoom you in a little bit. It doesn't like drastically matter what I'm doing. Nothing, I'm not a pro, so I'm not like teaching you really. I'm just showing you what I do. Those are, they're so pretty. It's so easy. Okay, and I am just gonna take what's left on this brush down the sides of my nose to kind of solidify the contour. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna take that same exact shade on a smaller blending brush. This is a VIEVE 221, mostly on the outer half. I don't bring it too far in because my eyes are already kind of sunken in and deep set, so I don't want to accentuate that more. Okay, now with the same smaller brush and that same shade, I'm gonna go against my lash line. Because it's a smaller brush, it's a little bit more intense with the color, just to kind of darken up the lash line right there. Again, just on the outer half, really. There we go. Just give a little more dimension on that outer edge. All right, that is that. I think, yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do with the powder. And then I'm gonna go in with one of the shades from this Moon Dust Quad, which I think I'm gonna use the bottom one. What is that called? Kind of pinky one. Here. That shade. just using my finger. That's the only bonus about having my nails not done, is I can get right up in the corner here. That's pretty. Yeah. That's gorgeous. Again, it was this shade right here in the bottom of this quad. Now, if you can see, can I get your knee closer? Yeah, I've got a little bit of fallout right here where my fat finger kind of dragged. I'm sorry, that glow, can you just stop? Can you just stop being so pretty? And I have glitter literally all over. So I'm gonna take a dense brush like this, like a dense smudger, kind of use it over here to push that glitter, flick it up from under my eye there where it traveled down. I'm wiping it off on a napkin in between. And by napkin, I mean my arm. All right, that is pretty, but yeah, lovely, just easy crease shade. And I'm gonna go back in with my crease brush again and kind of just make sure that color is there. Because we're pretty intense on this shine here, I'm gonna go in with a finishing powder. I don't do this always, but I am gonna do it today. I'm gonna go in with Charlotte Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have shade 2. I'm gonna use this big BK Beauty. This is the 104. Do a little bit more across my forehead here. And I'm just patting a little bit more around here, around my mouth. And I'm taking, this is a tapered brush, so I'm taking just the tip right next to my nose here. And then kind of just buffing where everything meets the edges. I'm not going over it, but I'm going like where the bronzer meets the blank forehead, where the blush and bronzer down here meet. So it just kind of smooths out the edges. And then I'm just gonna go back over with my blush brush right in the front here, because I do want a tiny bit of glow right here, but not all the way down. All right, we're looking pretty glorious. I'm gonna go in, before I do my mascara and my eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with the VIEVE setting spray. Oh, and some highlight. Oh my God, that smells good. I wish they would make that into a perfume. I have been using the Hung Van Gogh eyeliner pretty religiously, and I'm just gonna tightline. The mascara I am going to use Maybelline Lash Sensational, one of the best mascaras of all time. Let me zoom you in. That's the mascara. These cheeks look so glowy under these lights. It's almost obscene. Okay, last but not least, highlighter and then a lip. This Dior Backstage Universal. There, I'll hold it in. These are absolutely beautiful. All 4 shades. Here, I will swatch them for you. Zero glitter, zero chunkiness. There's all 4 shades. Bronze, pink, kind of champagne, and the white. I don't use highlighter on my cheeks anymore because my cheek products do that for me. I mostly just use highlighter on my inner corner, tip of my nose, brow bone, and top of my lip. And I usually take a teeny tiny brush like this. This is another one from the Morphe Ariel set. It's like a teeny tiny thin. It's lovely. I'm going to mix the white and the champagne. Not everybody still likes the bright inner corner. I do, again, because I have deep set eyes. There, and pull it right down a little bit. Blend it out a little bit. Last little bit right on my Cupid's bow. I am so happy old school YouTubers are recording again and uploading again. Samantha Ravindall, Raw Beauty Christie is filming more than when she just has a sponsored video to do, which I'm not mad, like that's her job. I'm not mad at that at all. Lip is going to be last, and I am going in with Mario in the shade Toasty. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of blend The VIEVE Bounce Bombs are gorgeous, and they came out with some ones that have color. This is the shade Prick. That's the shade right there. I love the clear version of this as well, but when they came out with the color, the pink one, I was like, oh my God, it's perfect. They're so comfortable. The slightest vanilla scent, it's not overwhelming at all. Juicy, glossy, perfection. Okay, now that we have everything on, let's do one more spritz of, I'm gonna do the tier one on top because it's also long wearing like the VIEVE, the mask fit. And once again with my French fry fan. All right, let's zhuzh the hair. Okay, this is the final look using nothing new. It's well, the sort of new VIEVE contour, but tried and true favorites, over 40 must-haves. I'm not sure what to do with my hair. I never know if I should put it like in front or behind. Anyway, this was my full face. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to be uploading more, so like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.